No, that's the reason why with the gay dude, Monica, it's like what did I do that makes you think you come over and talk to me? What I do? What I give off?
I need to know so I can stop doing
that shit. What I do? How I move that you do
You're the weakest of the group.
You watch it. Niggas don't want to hear. They don't want to feel nothing like that.
What I do?
That's crazy.
Nigga, keep me as your fantasy. Don't ever try to
Keep me as your fantasy.
Don't ever come talk to me, nigga. Keep me as your fantasy, nigga. Keep me as your fantasy, nigga. Don't come talking to me, bro. You know what happened? Like, ooh, that little brown skin boy I saw with the braids.
Not
boy.
brown boy.
I know they probably do the shit, but keep it to yourself.
Keep me as your fantasy. Out of fucking control.
No, I ain't go. I was a fucking victim of sexual harassment by a dude. I swear to God.
Damn.
At my job, no lie.
Was it like a fanboy or
no? I'm dead at no. What happened was
I'm reporting some. I probably was snitched.
No,
this nigga has to be fired tonight.
He's gotta go.
I don't feel safe.
So Bull was like me, you know, my personality. I joke around, I talk to everybody, you know what I mean? So low key. I guess Bull was caught trying to groom me. I don't know.
Yo, it was Slice that was the only one that asked for something to drink. He said, I just have fucking.
He didn't get it here. Wait, he didn't get his?
He said, what, he drink. My shit parched. I've been in a hot ass swimming pool all day. He was desperate. He said, bro, I'll take anything to drink.
I thought it was you that said that.
So look, so long story short, the Bull text another Bull. So it's the Bull named Kevin. He was gay too, but he texted the wrong Kevin. He texted the wrong Kevin saying he want to eat my cakes.
No.
Oh God, I'm dead ass. Saying he will eat the cake. He
You missed up on getting your ass ate? That's wild.
So look.
Hey,
so,
stop.
long story short, the niggas, they held the message.
Niggas out here begging bitches to eat ass, and you gonna pass that up?
Until it came out, and somebody ended up like running their mouth saying something.
Wow.
And my brother working my job too. My brother was ready to trash.
You know what's crazy?
I told my brother to chill.
You know what's crazy about this whole thing?
He texted the wrong Bull. He was supposed to text another nigga named Kev, but he texted a gay Kevin. He texted a regular Kevin. And then,
Hey, yo, check this out. And now we're going to get into this week's episode of the Devinwade Show.
Dev Nasty.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to an all new episode of Devinwade. Man, I am your host, Dev Nasty, aka Dangerous Dev Nasty, aka Choke Your Mama, aka Choke Your Pop Out. And today we got an interesting episode because we have a funny ass nigga that has had a traumatic life, as y'all probably heard on some other stories before. Before we get into that, of course, next to me, we got the head nasty girl himself, Sin City.
You already know. Thanks for the intro, Dev. It's your head nasty girl.
You've been living life crazy lately.
Yeah, we've been outside.
Yeah, like nobody can catch up to her. You like chilling with Beyonce, chilling with Drizzy, chilling with Obama.
You know, just trying to make my rounds.
Damn, shit like crazy. Pound town. Going around. That's crazy. And of course we got the mixed mutt with the big butt.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite mulatto Monica and the first lady of the Talk Heavy Podcast.
Yeah, she almost stumbled on that joint a little bit, and she's looking like tropical. Looks like she's on vacation.
I should be on vacation.
You was just on.
No, I wasn't.
Nigga,
I just called you and you was in Florida.
Yeah.
That's my confirmation.
She don't count the states as vacation.
Yeah. And of course we got Slice Maximus.
Hey man, the BBW lover, the pregnant woman slayer. Y'all know who I am, man.
Yeah, you know. And of course, we got somebody that's also familiar to the channel. This man, you know, survived a lot in his life. Survived sexual harassment at his job by a man that was very just rigorous and what's other words we could use?
Promiscuous.
Rigid, promiscuous, and he also was very tenacious.
R. Kelly worked at your job?
I'm glad to be here. That's all. I'm glad I was able to overcome that shit.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you went through a lot and everything, butthole's still in place. I hope. You know,
Oh,
everything.
my.
Everything's intact.
If not, he got the remedy. Dev got the
Oh,
remedy.
that's crazy. I did blow my ass out years ago. But, you know, we got WHOMIR in the building with us.
What's up?
What's going on with you, man?
Just trying to get, you know what I mean? Trying to make it happen. It's working. Stay working.
What, you got any movies popping out or whatever?
I did a scene with a guy. I got a movie. He said he put it on Tubi. I got a couple movies on Tubi. I think I'm about to become a Tubi actor.
After what we just talked, you said you got a scene
with a guy.
A scene with a director.
Okay.
A guy hit me up.
Okay.
I got a scene coming out. Not with a guy. Hold on. I did fuck that up. My bad. I fucked it up. I don't know what you put in this water, but I did fuck that up. My bad. My guy hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
I got a scene on a movie.
Okay.
That's coming out and it's supposed to be coming out on Tubi.
Now, is it some like comedy shit or is it?
It's a little bit serious. A little bit serious. I've been trying to do a little serious, mix it in, because I don't want to just be doing all comedy.
Yeah, you
shit.
gotta show me versatile.
Yeah, trying to mix it up. So I actually got a couple things I was in on Tubi. Doing some auditions. Got couple other movies coming up. I ain't filmed yet, but I'm trying to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to get it done.
Listen, man, you already know I always told you was one of the funniest in the city, and obviously when you appeared on Talk Heavy, everybody was just like, "We miss WHOMIR. Bring WHOMIR back.
Oh
Where's
my
WHOMIR?
gosh.
Where's WHOMIR? Where's WHOMIR?" And it's like, look, y'all, I got WHOMIR back in the building for y'all. I know there's a lot of characters, and every time a character is missing, people like, yo, you bring this person, and they want us to have 18 niggas on the pod on one show. So I'm gonna try to get everybody y'all love on camera as much as possible. But it's something we're going to talk about, a subject. But first, I want to take a viewer question joint.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. I want to take a viewer question joint.
You want me to go to?
Yeah. You know how we do.
You about to help someone.
Shit.
Or not.
Help
We gonna
somebody
try.
in the Talk Heavy fashion. You see, he got the Talk Heavy hoodie on. Make sure that y'all go get y'all Talk Heavy merch at areolaastronauts.com, and you can go to talkheavymerch.com.
All right, I got it. I'm gonna do this one. This one's for you. Here you go. I've been working at my job for 8 years. I'm a father of 3, and I have a stay-at-home wife. When we met, she had a decent government job. After she gave birth to our first son, she tried to go back up to work, but we really didn't want her to go back to work so fast or to have a babysitter with our child. So I decided to give my wife an allowance instead. For 6 years, she's been a stay-at-home mom taking care of the kids, but she gets paid every 2 weeks when I get paid. We don't have joint accounts though. Recently, she started acting super weird, unaffectionate, to the point where I had to sit her down and ask her, like, yo, what the fuck is the problem? She was being so messy. She looked through my bank statements and found out that I had a couple raises over the past few years, and my salary really jumped up a lot. She was upset, said that she felt as though I basically cheated on her because I should have gave her a little more bread, knowing that I was making more bread now. I think she's really bad with money, so I felt like things was cool, and she never complained before she realized I had a raise in the first place. I think I didn't do anything wrong. How do you feel about it? Do you think I did her dirty?
I thought that was me at first till I heard that the intimate thing. I said, "Oh, that ain't me." I thought I wrote that shit.
So hold on. So you hot in the money, but you still getting ass.
I thought, I'm high. I thought
Let's
that's
over
me.
it.
Holy
shit.
All right, thank God. The intimate part. All right, go ahead though.
Damn, man.
Y'all think you did something wrong?
That's you know what? This it's a man that's asking, so we definitely gotta ask one of the ladies. How would y'all feel in that type of scenario?
I feel like as a woman, I would like to have the conversation so I can give you the congratulatory, like, oh, babe, you moving up in the world. However, I don't feel as though I'm being cheated out on money because I don't have a job. I don't do this. You pay all my bills. And I'm sure if I need something, you're going to look me out. So why do I need extra money here and there? Because I'm sure if I ask you for it, and you good for it, I'm going to get it. So I'm just going to be grateful for what I got.
It sounds like based on the situation, the person would feel like, I don't know if they're, maybe in their mind, they took it as a percentage. Like maybe that.
Oh yeah, like she might have calculated.
Like maybe it was just like, yo, you made X amount of dollars. If you make $1,000.
No, it's entitlement.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I just think I want the communication. That way I could be like, oh, congratulations, babe. Like, I just want to feel like I'm included in knowing what's going on if I'm your wife and you're my partner. That's it.
So if it's the entitlement portion, then that would go back to the whole thing of like percentage. Because if the person is saying like, yo, I make $1,000 a week, try to make the math easy. I make $1,000 a week and I make sure to give my girl $400 every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's all I give her. But when she find out that you making 3 bands now, you know what I'm saying? Like basically what happened in her mind is one of their lifestyles kicked up.
He deceived her. He fucked her. He did her dirty. He said,
but he also said that she's bad with money, so I think he was also looking out for the family.
So that is what he did. So that is what he told us. That is what he told us.
Let's say for instance she is bad with money, right? So the fuck what? You got more money.
Right.
You just giving her a little bit more. So it's part of the deception because anything that's like secretive in the money aspect, this is male or female, because it could be the other way around. And a woman just getting a bag now and you still paying the rent.
Right.
Let's say you thought she was working at Wawa, but yet now you see the general manager at Wawa, you still paying the rent, struggling, and you find out she got the bag.
So it's the entitlement on the man, not even the female. It's like he feels entitled to his more money, like you shouldn't have anymore.
He could have told her, but he could have just said, I'm not giving you more than what I'm giving you. He could have told her, like, yo,
rest in peace to that man that did that.
I own a company now, but I'm gonna keep giving you your
$200 a week.
$200 a week. Like,
yo, I don't know if that would have flew. I don't know.
Rest in peace to that man.
I got a similar situation with that though. Back when I was a young boy, like I was like a teenager and shit. I think I was like 18, 19. I was working. Like I got, like when you graduate sometimes, like I graduated and like some of my friends and stuff, they were still in school. So I had a girlfriend. So I was working. I had like a job, little Taco Bell job or something like that. I'm working and I'm paying for her stuff, buying her stuff, going on dates, buying all this stuff. She had a job too. So look, she had like a little job at the school. So one day she go to the ATM and you know how like the ATM show you the joint. She had like 6 bands in that joint. Mind you, my phone off. I need a new phone. My shit broke. Shit got real. I'm like,
math wasn't math.
I'm like, yo. So I'm sitting here doing all this stuff, and you got 6 bands in the tuck. You can't help me out. But she bought me the phone. She bought me a new phone and everything the other day. Like,
that's fucked up.
No. But I love that you shared that because when you young, if I'm gonna be 1,000, nigga. If you take it back to when I was 19, I ain't had no $6,000.
Right.
I was making it like check to pay my rent, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I was checking.
You was up?
Basically saving all the time.
I wasn't up, yo.
I was up too at 19.
Yeah, because
she was saving the whole time
I
we
was
together.
working with a stable job since 16.
See, that guy's lying. She is good with money. He just don't want to give it to her.
So that's another thing too. I actually do think, and we'll get back to this, but it just went there. I do think that a lot of times women get to their money faster than men do. I'm talking about like if we're talking regular jobs, I remember like getting out of school and all the dudes that had jobs, we had like the grunt jobs that didn't pay as much. And then all the shorties we knew would have the like telemarketing job.
Telemarketing Jones. They all had the telemarketing.
They worked at, so it used to be the telemarketing Jones, and then they worked at like like at the front desk or something, and it was like,
so what are the feminists talking about then?
I don't know.
What are they arguing for?
I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
I guess they're probably going to say like, all right, then go do telemarketing.
You want to know what I think
because they won't get hired?
I think it is like as a woman, like when you're young, you're like, you're going to grow up and you're going to find a man who's going to take care of you. So you're like, okay, well, I need to take care of myself for now. That way I can get taken care of later on down the line. And I think as a man, go to school, you have to take care of your family. So their money comes later and we work for it harder now because we know that they're going to get theirs later.
So when y'all was little, like what kind of job did you have where you was able to have like 6 bands as a kid?
Dick sucking?
No.
She was just saving up her brain. Getting money from my mom.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like me,
I had like 10K. I didn't have like 6 bands. I had like 10K.
At 19 years old, I lived in South Carolina. I had my own apartment. Where would I have the money to save? And I worked 40-something hour.
Is it different from us, bro?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of jobs did y'all have where y'all was able to make that much money to pay all your bills?
I was working for my mom.
And you lived at home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, different.
Yeah, no, I lived at home, but when I was 15, I would sell like baked goods at like matinee movies at the movie theaters down in Voorhees. And then when I turned 16, I actually applied for the job when I was still 15. And I was like, I turned 16 in 2 weeks. Like, I'll come in for the interview. So I worked at Rite Aid for like 3 years, or 16, 17. Yeah, and when I turned 18, I got promoted to the manager. And I just worked my ass off until I graduated high school. My senior year, I got done school every day because I had all my credits in. I got done at 10:44. I would go straight to work all day, got that promotion, save. And I moved out when I was 18.
So that's a little bit different. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if you don't have bills, you can make nothing and save up something. I'm talking about being out there paying bills, struggling.
And then paying other people's bills.
So now with him, it's funny because if I go back to being that age, if he trying to man up and do what he's supposed to do, so he feel like it's my girl, so I'm gonna pay for everything.
And she's just saving up.
And then you find out,
goddamn fool.
She was saving up.
Yo, because he's talking about his phone was off. That's how
it
was. And she has 6 bands. I know that shit.
Like, because it's like everything I was doing, she was saving her bread. Her mom and them giving her allowance.
Depleting
so over
you
the
while
whole
hers
time.
is growing.
I mean, a lot of people feel that way even with child support.
But like,
hold on, what you mean?
Like the men will feel like, oh my gosh, I have to give her basically like half my week's check, and she's over there like living good,
like Larry,
like she has enough money. But then also when you guys make more money, you have to give more money because it goes off of
I'm gonna say
what you're working.
I'm gonna get
I think that's fucked up.
I'm gonna get my ass whipped by men at home.
Oh man,
for the men, right? This is the only time I go against the men most times in life. When a mom got a kid at home all the time, right? I was a dad that had, up until recently, I had my daughter in the household. I know how much miscellaneous money I spend day to day.
Yes.
Whether it's water ices, fuck up need swim trunks, all type of damn shit. So when a dad's giving child support money up, they not thinking about the light bill, the water bill. None of that shit's calculated in that shit. They just like, yo, what the fuck is you doing with my bread?
Yeah.
They want to directly see the bread, but that bread is being spent. So I never come at the mom for
because the money isn't supposed to be for extra stuff, is it?
Yes.
I thought it was
to support the child.
No.
Why is water ice needed?
Hold on. Listen.
We don't have water ice money.
No. Listen.
They do got water ice money for the child support.
Wait.
You got water ice money now.
Hold on. This is the thing.
You got pasta money now.
Educate me.
People want to, as a man wants to be able to see the money that he sends to his kid. But in a lot of those cases, men are wrong. This is just true, because what's happening is you don't have what he said, the daily care of that kid. It's shit every day. Like my son, it's something every day. It don't matter if it's just, like you said, the random, it's not needed, but
that's
we know
what I'm saying. Like,
no, but what I'm saying is, regardless, we're not living like living on the edge. You know that your son or your daughter has to enjoy things in life, and that they go to the movies on the weekends with their friends.
It's pretzel day at school. All type of weird shit.
It's pretzel day at school. Something happened to the closest. People act like, I bought him a pair of sneakers. Yeah, and he fucking, because kids be kids. He took them damn sneakers out when I told him to go get in his play sneakers. He went and rode his bike in the Jordans and came home with them all muddy and shit like that.
See, she trying to create little demons and shit. He's seeing everybody eating water ice. He can't get it because you got to use the child support money for something else. Now he out here. Now he grew up. He start robbing motherfuckers.
But the child support money, child support money plus your money, or just the child support money?
The mom is already spending that money. That's why she needs that extra help. Ideally, people would have stayed a family and all been inside of
you would have half the gas, electric, phone, all the other.
Don't forget, like if she
but the men have to pay for that too in their house, right?
Yeah. So it's true that the man has to pay for that. We understand that we get it. But at the end of the day, we got to live in the reality. And the reality is, my kid is over there. And my kid is being provided. Things could be worse. They don't have to have air conditioning on all day. They could be over there fucking hot as hell. They don't have to do those things, but it's provided. So look, like this, the other night. So we get a call from the cops and shit. My son is outside. He riding a bike, but he on his bike life.
Riding in front of cars and shit.
Wheeling type shit. So the police call like, yo, we taking his bike. We got to impound it or whatever like that. And so my girl like, yo, can we come and get it now? And they like, nah, I got to process and you come get it in the morning. But this be the stuff you don't even think about,
Yeah,
right?
I never even heard of
How
that.
much?
So in a random night, so what it is $25 a day, right? So let's say the bike goes in there. The next day we go to get it, it's not even 24 hours. They're like, that'll be $50. But we're like, yo, it ain't even been 24 hours.
Right.
But they like, yeah, it don't work
the
like
day
that.
over,
That's
they
the
count it as
minimum.
2 days.
Like,
It's
this
2
is
days.
what it is, right?
Sun up,
Yeah.
sun down.
But what I'm saying is with children, that's something that just happened that day. Earlier that day, it was, yo, can we eat pizza? Like,
I was just
don't
waiting
want-
for that.
I was
waiting for that impression.
He knows when I do
Miscellaneous
my
shit.
son got the arm movements that he do. So it's like, you don't even realize
That's fact.
how much money you spend on things that you can't even see. It's not like you bought a item. It was just life
yeah.
and doing things. You
And
know
so
what I'm
that's
saying?
I guess I'm just going off of, I don't understand where they find the mark period for, like, let's say you have a job right now, Slice, you're getting paid what you get paid. They're getting the money that's helping, you know, your kid's lifestyle. Now you get a promotion and you're making more money. So it's like, why does their lifestyle change because your changes over here?
So
Because
no,
I was
it's
about
not
to say,
that.
because because what they do is it goes by like your income and their income, their hourly income, or like your check, whatever. So it's like if you making $15 an hour, he making.
No, I know that,
They
but
bring-
why is the kid's lifestyle changing over there with the mom? If it's
I'm
with
gonna
the
tell you
mom?
what. I'm gonna tell you. So for me, if I come up and then I'm living in a fucking mansion and my kid's still in the project, you don't think my kid deserve any more money than I'm eating?
They can't.
Right.
They can't make the amount of money a survival amount. So they have to make it on a scale.
Yeah,
because
that's
they're-
what I'm asking.
No,
Like,
yeah.
there's no survival rate.
They can't make it a survival rate
Right.
because then if you're Jay-Z and you got $1 billion, then they could just be like, he don't deserve anything.
Yeah.
No. Now, should there be a cap? That's reasonable to a certain extent. It's reasonable to a certain extent to say, yo, just because I make $20 million a year, my baby mom don't need to get
$100,000
a
a year. and shit.
50,000 a
a month.
month.
Right.
50
Yeah,
'cause
20,000
I feel like
a
it's
month.
just to keep you guys
Cause
stuck.
she chilling. She ain't got to do
Because
nothing.
the 50,000 is not going to. This has superseded that because oftentimes in things like that, it's another nigga spending that money
Yeah.
too.
Shit.
Like that 50,000 that now because let's imagine.
You taking care of her nigga too.
Let's say the mom. Let's say the mom found a way to spend 10,000 of the money on the kid.
that month.
And got 40,000. You know how 10,000 she spent every dime on the kid, right? And got 40 bands.
on the tuck and the
She
money.
getting her body done.
But look, shit,
Nah,
they
that's
do it. They
crazy.
do it. Niggas only paying $800 a
Yeah.
month. They figure a way out. I'm gonna spend a bean on
They
the
gonna hustle
kid.
it. Yep.
Like
Yeah.
young boy eating hot dogs and shit. They eating crabs and
Look,
crab dinners on the step.
How
and
you
shit.
know that's real is think about all the money somebody like 50, and we don't know the particulars of them Jones, but we know that 50 and his son and his baby mom had a certain
Agreement.
public
Yeah.
public argument about finances. And it was the fact that they end up like left with nothing. So for that 18 years or however amount of time, because the kid wasn't 18, if it was 10 years of collecting a crazy amount of money, they don't have nothing to show for it anymore.
Right.
That means you was blowing that shit.
Money,
that
right.
shit. That
After he was paying 18 years of child support, and you got nothing. She was blowing the money.
exactly.
blowing the money.
So that's the difference with that. So that's a little bit different when it comes to the hiding of funds. I think she looked at it like, hey, if I'm handling things, because she said she's a stay-at-home wife, mom, right? There is no price on that.
No, but he used to eat. She used to make money, he said.
Yeah, and that's
different.
Oh, he got a big one.
That's
a
different.
big one.
So that's why I'm saying he fucked her over. He said my wife had a good government job and we had a discussion. So basically he talked her into not getting bread no more.
Right.
And being home.
Yeah, you
and then
right.
you get more bread.
And then it's more so like a worth thing too. Like, you
But-
think this is what I'm worth? It's like she was talking to him as her boss almost. Like, I deserve a raise.
So I want to go back to you real quick. Under those circumstances, when we rethink about what Slice brought up, if you had your own career and now you have the baby and he says, listen, I don't want my kid with a babysitter. I don't trust that. I'll hold it down and I'll give you part of my money. Quit your job. and then you go from there, and then you find out that he done doubled, tripled his salary over time. Would that change how you felt about him not telling you that he changed his salary?
Yeah, I think it would, because it's like I could have kept my job. You could have just paid to help me support my kid, and I could have also elevated myself and been in a good situation. But now you over there elevating yourself, and I'm still stuck in the same predicament. Then yeah, I'd be a little salty.
He wanted to save money on childcare. That's really what it is. He found himself a cheap babysitter.
In a way though, like to play devil advocate a little bit is like you agreed to do that though. In a way, you could have said, you know what? No, I'm a. Like you agreed to the so in a way you wanted, in a way in the back of your mind you wanted to stay home. You wanted to experience that feeling. So you wanted to experience that.
So that's fair too. But at the same time,
she agreed
whatever
to the
they did, she agreed to it at the time. So if she knew at the time, like, okay, listen, I know that you make $75,000 a year, right? You make $75,000 a year, and you're only kicking me 15 grand, right?
Yeah.
And you holding it down, but you hand me 15,000. But now we come to find out that you're really making $130,000, right? You're making $130,000, and at no time was that revisited. So what happens is, in a sense, she's living still in a certain box, and he's living in a certain freedom. Now, his job did change, but we don't really, normally when you move up the ladder at the job, to be honest.
But in a way,
you
though,
don't do more work.
In a way, though, like, if you married, though, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, like, I feel like it's kind of like I guess, case by case thing, because it's like, it's like, I guess it's like you said, like, I think she said something like, it's like a pride thing or something, like, because you're going to get the money anyway. If I'm your husband, I'm going to, even if I'm giving you.
He said they got separate businesses.
Even if I'm giving you $1,000 a month or $1,000 a week, whatever it is, you can get more if you it's not I'm capping it at that. It's like, so it's like,
no.
I think he should have told her. I think he should have told her like he got the
raises.
Have to ask. But
I'm with Monica.
At the same, not that she shouldn't have to ask, but it's just like, because it was like, even if he say, or he get the raise, right? Let's just say he get the raise. Now he making an extra 40,000. He giving her extra 5,000. It's never. She's still gonna ask on the back end. I'm pretty sure she's still asking on the back end of that.
So that's the thing is, I can't say that she's still asking, because if he's paying the bills and then he's giving her an allowance for her to do her thing, and she knows like he only makes that, I don't think that she's probably and I think he would have mentioned that in the joint if he was paying extra money.
But does he even offer like, oh, babe, you've been working so hard. Here's like a little extra. Go get your nails done or something.
Don't sound like it.
But you got
we got to figure out what she's doing, though.
Monica, but think about this. Even if a nigga threw you a bone like nails done every once in a while, he getting over like a motherfucker.
No, he is.
Big time.
He is. But I'm just saying.
We got to figure out. That's what I'm saying. We got to figure out how much she actually getting and what she's actually doing. Like what do you?
We only hear the one side, which is. She's bad with money, and it's all
she's too, though. But is the money just all her money, or is she paying for groceries?
And what
like, what is she doing
bad with money? How's she bad with money if you take care of the bills?
Yo, I don't be knowing. I know some of my homies setups because we're super close and I'm close to them and they girl and all that. But I don't know nobody that got that situation where the wife got some money from them and they have to buy the groceries with that.
Yeah,
I keep hearing stuff like that. I never heard that. It's like, no, the niggas still be buying the groceries.
Yeah, that's what they did back in the day.
Of course.
They did do that back in the day.
That's
like everybody hates Chris. I just saw an episode.
That's a great ass show for the record.
Yo, fact.
Because it's like, stuff like that. I do think that there's deception involved, and putting the shoe on the other foot. I think that men might feel a certain way about it too. You know what I mean?
Like it's easier to be at home while I gotta work.
I feel like a lot of them have that mindset. They're like, oh, you're home not doing nothing. And it's like, well, you're at work. You don't really get to see all that I'm actually doing here.
Exactly.
You just come home and you just know I'm here.
He don't fuck with her.
Like,
Cause I want to tell my girl shit. Oh, I got a raise, yo. I got this week. We up.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless your girl fucks up the money like he said.
But she don't fuck with him.
So it's
she's not giving no ass. I forgot about that. You're not getting no ass.
No. She said
he said since she saw the money.
She started acting funny because basically that sounded like something was on her mind. Something was on her mind.
She didn't even approach him though.
Right away. Oh, she
just took away the cookie.
She started acting funny because she probably didn't know how to approach him with So
I saw that statement, nigga.
we're a 6-figure home now, and I never knew.
And I'm doing my
said,
wifely
no,
duties
because
and you ain't paying
He
up.
said, no, I told you I was running the company now. Remember when I had said some...
Niggas be
He
lying.
said, no, I told you.
No,
I
that's
told
when
you I was running the
it's
company.
like, no, you
I
said
told
you hit it on bingo night. It was the
all lies.
Remember when I said I had that meeting and I told you I was going to tell you what happened? That was that time I'm CEO now.
She was hitting them wifely duties.
So the bad with money thing, I get what Slice said, because if it's a percentage part, then it still don't make a difference in when you're being rational or being what do you call that? You know,
Fair.
No, not just fair. It's logical, right? But if you think about it, let's say you did get a big come up and you worked off percentage, but you knew she did waste money. You still might feel like, I don't like the idea of you wasting $2,000 a month. Like, I get that I did something that made me earn a bigger amount, but the thought that if I give you that 2 extra grand a month, that you'll throw it in the trash can,
and we got,
basically.
and
I'm
gonna tell a little story. It do change dynamics, right? Because I was in a situation where me and my baby mom at the time was making the same amount. Shit was like 30,000, and she was making 30,000. So when she got pregnant, I felt like I gotta be the man. Gotta pay all the bills. I gotta make sure somebody lied to me and told me all this fucking shit, right? Don't do that shit at home. Fuck all that. You gotta have enough in case she lose her job. Then you gotta take care of that shit. But while y'all together, she should be helping. But she had got a crazy come up. I mean, she damn near doubled her salary, right? So she's more than doubled her salary. So now we up. So it's like, yo, I want to live in a better neighborhood. The neighborhood was nice. It was like, I want better crib. I want this. So it's like, okay, we can move here, but I'm still at 35.
I'm still
So
this. Yes.
now I used to pay all the bills. You now got to help with half. It changes the dynamics of shit. So when that drastic change
talking
happened,
crazy.
huh? Yeah, she started telling me to go to
Broke
bed.
ass
Go to bed, you broke ass nigga. Bedtime, nigga.
You said yes, sir.
This is my motherfucking house.
No, that's crazy.
So it changes, man. Shout out my baby mom too. 'Cause she ain't got me on child support. You know I take care of that baby.
She got more money than you. Why would she?
She don't need my little paper.
She got more money than you. Why
You
would
gotta
she?
think.
She don't need your bread.
So we good over here.
This is so many years
I'm
ago.
surprised.
If she got a raise that many years ago, because they ain't been together for a long time now.
Yeah, a couple
if she
years,
got,
yeah.
if she got her, so she done came up even more.
She's a CEO now. She's
No
a
wonder she
CEO.
don't be asking me for that.
Shout out to her.
that
That's
nigga.
cool.
She be dropping donations your way, huh?
Fuck that nigga. I
think
pay him
we're
child
also-
support. How much you need?
I think there's also an aspect of like her feeling a little bit like he couldn't come to me about this. Like I would feel like, why do you feel like you couldn't have told me? You got like what Sim was saying. Like I want to be happy for you too, and then also like I'm gonna think the worst too. Like why are you? It's almost like hiding another bank account, like what girls do. It's like, are you trying to leave? Like, are you saving up money to leave?
That's a scary
It's
part.
like,
Or like,
so-
are you plotting on something that you don't want me to know? Like, do you plan
Like
on
leaving.
upgrading us? Do you
I'm not
plan on
gonna hold
leaving?
you.
That's what he
My bad.
should've said.
I ain't gonna hold you. I talked to a lot of people that was like that was married long term and stuff that like
Yeah.
I know at my job stuff like that. They say they got an account.
backup account,
They say they
right.
got an account for the bills, account for the wife, and they shit that they don't know about.
Well,
they don't tell them what's in the account
I said that before
type thing.
too.
So I don't. Maybe that's
All women
maybe
got a secret account too. If you think she
Yeah.
ain't got no money in the stash nowhere, she do.
So this is the thing. If he be truthful or whatever his truth is, right? Because he tried to say that it's because she's bad with money. Oftentimes when we see these financial discussions on TV shows, podcasts, for whatever reason, and I don't know what's going on in other niggas' cribs, they make it sound like niggas before they get a girl don't know how to like wash themselves, don't know how to pay a bill.
No,
like
real
it
shit.
feels like like they're talking like we manage the house and all that type of shit. And it'd be like, I know a lot of niggas and they not in the situation where they not the house manager or whatever. Like niggas don't know how to put something on auto pay or even send in bills. Like
I feel like that's just for the kid thing. Like if you got a kid, I feel like just because a lot of like me personally, I did the same thing. Like I told her like I would rather you stay there until the kids get like of talking at school age and be able to go to bathroom and stuff like that. And we worked it out. Like, but I never stopped. But I told her like if you want to work, go ahead.
so what?
I never stopped.
So what happens when the kids get to that age, whatever this age may be, and y'all can say in the chat, where they're not needed to be looked after like that.
Right.
Like these niggas is moving around. I'm 14. I'm
Right.
15. Like we got 2 kids, but bro, he's 16. He's 15.
I think the age is younger than a lot of people think, because I had the same thing with my baby dad. He kept telling me, quit your job. And I was refusing to quit my job because I was like, my bank account isn't where I want it to be in order to quit my job and just be home full time. But I mean, once I started to feel that guilt of me missing out on first and the vacations and the trips and stuff, I was like, you know what? I want to be home to be around with my kid just as much as you are. And I eventually quit my job. Now my daughter's talking. She's about to start preschool. That's public school. That's free.
Right.
And it's that's enough for me to get a
go
job.
back.
Then go back to work 9 to 5, be back in time to cook dinner. My kid's home from school. Like, I think it's younger than people make it seem to be.
So by saying that, are you saying, and I wonder, be honest, that sometimes women are exaggerating the amount of extra work that it takes that they're saying to maintain this house? I'm talking about, you know how sometimes when they be on that shit where they be like, I come home from work, I gotta wash the clothes. And for me, I'm just saying, for me, even with my girl, I tell my girl, like, bro, I can wash clothes.
I don't
throw it in there, you press the button.
You don't gotta cook me. I was gonna eat. I'm not gonna starve. You don't gotta cook me shit.
I don't think that women are exaggerating on the workload, but I think it is more doable once they're in school, because when they're in school, it's less mess around the house. They're not home 24/7 anymore. So the workload around the house does deplete. The laundry might be more because now your kid Monday through Friday gotta get an outfit for school, whatever.
Yeah.
So
making 3 meals a day alone is hard.
it is, but when
Hold
you're
the fuck, man. Yo, Monica.
She live at?
She live at young girl.
She live with?
Monica, I'm gonna tell you something, yo.
I gotta go to the store
I'm from the
multiple
hood. We
times
had to
a
make-
week.
Listen, Monica.
Out of them 3 meals, I was making 2 of them meals my damn self.
Listen, Monica.
Plus, a lot of my shit goes back because I eat real food.
Monica's from Quakertown, PA, y'all. Monica grew up in a different environment.
No, I
She's
didn't.
white. She's
I had
white.
7 siblings.
Nobody
That's
give a
lot
fuck
of
about
work.
your hummus burgers.
Oh, no, but this is the thing.
Laundry was hard.
What
For
mom?
6 freaking
Where
kids.
is these moms really cooking these 3 squares?
That shit
that's-
sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, and fucking French toast sticks.
My daughter-
Until dinner time, you get the real food. You eating gel food. I got a motherfucking static mom. You eating gel food
Yes.
until later on that
Why
night. You
are
ain't
they-
eating those 3 meals.
Why are they saying that? Because it's hard to do 3 meals a day and all the other stuff.
But
That's
so-
why
so-
you're gonna figure it out yourself.
so-
and I'll help with the third
Okay,
meal.
so this is where we're getting at. So don't mention the other 2 meals if we know. And don't mention them. You throwing
I
that
know
in
I
there.
ain't getting
Listen,
them.
that's kind of like deception to try to bring
Well,
in. You know how hard?
No. Wait, you hold
You
on.
ain't even making 2 meals. You don't even know how hard it is yet.
You know how hard it is to make 2 meals. Look, you making a point about you doing all the shit. You know how hard it is to make 3 meals. It's
I'm
like, well,
saying that
no,
because
you
I'm
don't know
doing-
either.
Hey, Dad. No, they say that shit. And then you come home and the young boy on his iPad all day. He's like, I'm home all day. He on his fucking iPad. He ain't asked you for nothing this whole time. You lying.
My daughter is 4 years old, and she'll walk herself to my little freezer in my drawer, and she goes, Mommy, I'm hungry. Okay, go to the freezer, grab yourself an Uncrustable. She'll let it sit out for 10 minutes. She'll grab herself an applesauce. She'll sit on the floor, and then by the time dinner comes, what you want? Sometimes we order out. Sometimes we making something. Sometimes her dad's making something. Like, and that's just how it
And
is.
There's
real
a
shit.
lot of Uber
Listen.
eating going on, bro. Listen, look, yo, no bullshit, yo.
I mean,
I'm sorry, babe.
if you
I'm
make enough
sorry.
money to order out all the time, then
Listen,
yeah.
I'm sorry, babe. My girl will do shit like that, bro, for no reason. It'll be like, yo, hey, let's go grocery shopping or whatever. Like, yeah, we'll go later. Right, and then at a certain point, she comes
The
down the
cutoff
stairs.
time.
No, she comes downstairs.
What you want,
and she's answering the door, and it's a nigga
Dinner
outside. No, it's a nigga
the
outside
groceries?
with 8
Oh.
8 grocery bags.
It's just,
Yeah.
She done spent $50 on the delivery fee. You like, yo, I could have
Yo,
said, let's go.
nigga, my girl was using Uber Eats for a Chinese store that already delivered. Nigga, I thought the Chinese store was just mad expensive. When I found out that she was using the app, I said,
Why didn't you just
yo,
call
you know
them?
you could probably call. I called the store
They
direct.
drop it
and
off
was
right at
like,
your house.
yo,
$2
you
delivery from $10.
Like,
Listen,
yo,
I'm gonna tell you something. That's what I don't know what she's talking about. This 3 meal shit. Like I said, I'm from the hood. I remember I called my mom starving. Like, Mom, I'm hungry. She said there's food in there. I said, I'm thinking like, where? She said, I looked in the freezer. It was some frozen chicken, and in the pantry, some canned goods. I had to cook that shit my damn self.
Yeah, there's ingredients. There is.
So what you talking about? I had to cook that meal myself. That's one meal.
So your mom can't be one of the women that say 3 meals a day is hard because she's not doing it.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I'm doing it. I can say it's fucking hard. It's hard.
So hold on. So you
first of all,
you got
drippy eggs.
All right, what's the 3 meals? Tell me the 3 meals
right now.
All right, go over the 3 meals.
Drippy eggs.
Monica, you
Corny ass drippy eggs.
She said
2
eggs.
minutes.
Eggs, 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Potato salad.
I'm not talking about
Eggs.
She didn't even
I'm still getting talking about that.
Viral potato salad.
That's crazy.
46 million views of people saying that Monica has the worst potato salad.
I'm getting DMs that say I don't care what they're saying.
If you heat the pan long enough, the
yogurt.
You heat the pan long enough, the eggs instant. That's 2 seconds. You heat the pan long enough. So go ahead. Eggs.
It's not the actual cooking part of things. It's the ingredients. Like, you guys don't understand how
the prep. The prep takes more time than the cooking.
I'll run out of cream cheese, and now I have bagels, and now I gotta go to the fucking.
You fucking at the house then. You get charged at the house, and you ran out of cream cheese. You're done.
You're
how the fuck you went out of cream cheese? You in the house all day?
No, she said cream cheese and bagels. Like, that's a fucking gourmet cook.
I said the ingredients. I'm talking about.
How you taking care of the house and you're running out of shit?
Listen, we already know.
He make his own bagels. I'm not making the bagels.
We have to understand that Monica cannot be trusted on the food tip. But also, my opinion can't be trusted on the food tip because
because you don't pick up a spatula in your life.
Listen, I have, and I actually.
What do you make? Name something. All three of you men actually name a meal that you make.
I haven't cooked in years. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn, years?
No, yes, that's been passed to my girl. I don't cook in years.
You make bowls of cereal?
Nah. I don't make anything.
So you never your girl wasn't home and you were never like, oh, let me just whip something up for myself real quick.
Oh my gosh, you spoiled brat.
I am retired from cooking. I have retired from cooking. But I do eat Pop-Tarts, and I did see somebody.
Pop-Tarts.
And I saw somebody. They bought, a mom bought their kids Pop-Tarts.
Not the butt naked ones.
No, they was butt naked.
No, listen.
I saw it.
Stabbed me with pencils, the box.
It was all
knives.
It was knives. It was all knives in the box with a note that said, never buy these again. Hey, yo, when I saw that shit, I said, damn, niggas is dissing the OG tarts.
Do you even open the wrappers yourself, or do you have like a guy there that just opens the wrappers for you?
Wow, she tried to make me a full-on.
I really want to hear a meal that you used to make.
No. I used to be a big seafood.
What? Okay.
No. So I would always make literally. I ate crabs like a person eats other foods, but like lobster, steak, baked potatoes. Corn on the cob.
All right, next, WHOMIR, go ahead.
That's me now.
What you be making in the house?
You know what I'm saying?
I make whatever in the house.
She wants you to say casserole.
I want
I can cook steak. I can cook.
I don't know how.
Did you not hear me? I'm from the hood. My mom didn't cook shit.
Survive.
It was frozen meat in the freezer.
He making ramen.
It was frozen meat in the freezer. I had to cook myself.
You ever did this? You ever had your mom call you from work and be like, "Yo,
put the pan on. Put that on."
No.
Yeah, put the water on.
Take the meat out.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah, take the meat out.
Take the meat out the freezer. Yo, bro, listen.
You forget?
I would forget.
No, never.
And then listen, I would forget.
That's the worst.
So I was on a second floor in an apartment complex, and sometimes I would randomly look out the window, looking out the window and see my mom coming home.
And you instantly remember.
Instantly.
Hot water.
Now you trying to run no. They come in there and they
that
no good.
That shit hard. You knocking on the door.
Because they called you. They told you to take that shit out 5 hours ago.
You're right. I remember those days.
They like, this shit should be room temperature and tender. This shit's rock.
My mom used to call over the phone, and I used to prepare the shit. That's how I know how to cook. Like, she'll have it, like, before she go to work, she'll have it all taken out. And then she'll say,
my mom did the same. My mom taught me.
She'll call me like, yo, I got the seasons out already. The meat should be thawed out. Put it in this pan.
My mom would do that shit too.
Put this season on it. Put the oven on this. And
so she wasn't even home?
And I'm going to call you back. She was at work. She was a single mom. She was at work. And I'm going to call you back. So she'll call and put it in the oven. She'll call me back in like an hour, flip it over. Then she'll call me back. Like, you can put the fork through it.
You was the chef. She was the instructor.
Yeah. No, if you can put the fork through it, it's done. You can put the fork through it, it's done.
My mom's philosophy was, you need to learn this shit because you can't be dependent upon no woman. These women have you starving, so you gotta learn how to cook. You gotta learn how to clean. Shit, my mom a single mom too at the time. She taught me how to fucking put a condom on.
Hold on.
All due respect.
Listen.
Real talk.
No bullshit. Remember I told y'all at the beginning of the show that I wanted to talk about something that I knew it could go into a more serious subject. It's crazy how sometimes the conversations kind of just lead there.
Okay.
Because some of the things that Slice just talked about, and even you just talked about, is what I want to call like shifts in the culture and things that changed and things that people did go through. And like we're talking about the interactions between parents and kids, and not just parents and kids, but I guess like adults and adolescents and shit like that, and how those things have changed over the years of what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, and things like that. And this is what made me think of this. Somebody made a video. I definitely believe it was fake, but it still was a good conversation piece. And it was a dad acting like he was mad because the mom had his daughter sitting on the uncle's lap.
Oh, uncles be rapers.
So we know the uncles be rapers is something that GB came up with, and we always yell out.
Shout out GB.
But on some real shit. This is a broad conversation, and when I saw that, I was like, yo, that's an ill subject, because I believe it's something that I believe, and I wonder if other people think it, or I like to hear other people's opinions. If time, discovery of like the kinds of people that are in the world, did that change the outlook of people and what they deem to be appropriate? Because, for example, when I was young, right, sitting on your grandpop's lap was normal. When your dad would drive you in the car and you'll be on the front seat, you sit on your dad's lap, your uncles, like, this is because it wasn't sexualized. We live in a time now where everything gets sexualized, and I'm not saying that's necessarily the people that's calling it out's fault. It could be the fault of the perpetrators of crimes. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, we're in that era now where when I was young, nigga, we waited in line to fucking see Santa Claus. And you sat on Santa Claus. And no, like when I say
it's
no
crazy.
one is thinking about that shit at
now
all.
that you mention it, kids don't really sit on Santa Claus's lap no more. They have a bench and you sit in front of them now.
It happened because because people started making it a thing.
I think hurt people made it uncomfortable.
The trauma people.
It's like someone that you trusted, like let's say your family members, your uncles or something like that, and they crossed the line. Now they pointed it out at another family function, like, oh, that's wrong. And they made that person who was innocently holding them feel some type of way now. Now it's like, we don't even want to do that because we don't want to put ourselves in the position of being called out.
Or give people the wrong idea that also think like that person.
Like the Santa Claus guy probably doesn't want any accusations or anything like that, so just put the bench in front.
So nowadays, that's the real thing. I do think it comes from people that's hurt. So that's the reason why I don't like attack it. I try to hear everybody's opinions on it, because when I read the comments of this skit or whatever, everybody was in the comments like, hell no, the uncle did wrong, and they was basically almost saying like the uncle was a rapist.
The uncle was sitting? How were they sitting on the uncle lap? Like on the side, in the middle?
So that makes a difference. It's real talk.
Most of the time, when people sit on somebody's lap, they're actually sitting on their
leg. If my niece, I'm with my niece, she's here on this side.
Yeah,
she's never going to be nowhere else but like here, out, like.
But people feel a way about that. So because even with Santa Claus, that's what it was. You always sat right here.
It honestly depends on even like the seats of things. Like I'm looking at yours right now, and it would be kind of like I could see like a little child like sitting right there in the middle, but like laying back on you, and you're just kind of like this. So like I think like it'd be weird to put her up even, you know what I mean, up even on your knee.
So that's the thing when you talk about the
context of it,
the sexualization of it, and like the thing of what do they call it, like witch hunting, right? So it's like a dude might feel like, yo, I'm a heavy set dude with a gray beard. I make a good Santa Claus, and it's fucking something I get to do where the kids go crazy and they feel like they got to see Santa,
like bad Santa or drunk Santa.
But it's like no, I'm talking about even just
good Santa.
But I'm saying the one with the bad intentions.
No, the bad one. That's rapist Santa. We don't want it. But I'm talking about just a dude like I did that for for 20 years in my community because I had to look, and these kids, in their mind, it's a core memory.
You were Santa?
He got to send.
No, I said I'm talking about those guys. How could I be fucking Santa?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So
No,
what I'm saying is, but now that person might feel like in today's time, in the woke generation or whatever, is like, yo, I kind of don't even want to do that because they making it like any nigga that want to be Santa Claus is really a pedophile or something. Like, it's like, yo, you like, hold on, dog. Now you kind of rather step away and be like, I'd rather do nothing. I kind of rather the kids not have that intimacy.
They're thinking the worst before anything else. Like, he could just be wanting to do it for his community. You're thinking like, oh, he wants little kids on his lap.
Yeah.
It's just stop thinking.
Why you want to be
worse.
surrounded by all them kids?
So what's crazy is I found I have like core memories of my grandpop. Like, my nickname is Day in my family and stuff like that. And my grandpop used to like sing that old like calypso song, that day, oh day, oh.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He used to have me on his lap, sing the song to me, and I have that memory in my head. It's super blurry, but out of nowhere, like when my brother passed away, my family started digging up a bunch of pictures, and a picture popped up, and it's me. But it's all three of us up there with him. Like, it's all of us with my grandpa or whatever. And I'm right where it's like, yo, that's a core memory. So recently seeing that picture and then hearing this debate and all of that type of stuff, it made me just be like, damn, what does people in general feel about stuff like that? Because I never looked at those things in that way. And for the average normal human being that's not a sexual predator or a rapist or something like that, they just like, I was holding a baby and then I sat down.
I think they're stripping.
That's what they was doing.
I think they're stripping the innocence from a lot of things that we look back on like it was a good time, like a core memory.
I feel personally like, I mean, you probably, I guess, I mean, personally, I feel like you would know something that's a little weird. You would feel it.
I don't know, man.
Like,
Some
I
of these
don't know,
people
though.
are
He
very
said you would feel it.
But I feel like, I
hope you don't feel it.
No, but what I mean, like, feel it in your
As a
in your
kid?
body. Because, like, me personally, if I seen my brother, which is gonna be my kid's uncle, if I seen my brothers playing around with my kids, the last thing in my head, I'm thinking some freak shit.
Because it
That's what
hasn't
I'm saying.
happened to you.
Because I know my brothers though.
But that's
No,
the thing.
it
That's what I'm
hasn't
saying.
A lot of these people, the thing is, people don't know, and it could be a person's. Number one, it could
like,
be fathers.
but-
there's fathers.
But yeah,
most
it'd
of
be
the
a
time, it
different
is the
vibe.
person closest to you.
It'd be a
Sometimes
different
it's in the
vibe. It was
family.
like my grandmama's brother and shit. Like they don't be around them, so it's like, bro, I don't know. It might be a little different feeling, but it's like I know my brother, so I know for a fact. Like
But this is the thing with that. That's an interesting thing that you said, right? Because with when my boy, it's not my brother. We just was raised all together and shit like that. This was actually like a thing that was like brought up and made me like when I say like mad, extra mad before, because my boy's girl's mom, when they were like picking like godparents and stuff like that, they had in their mind, like her mind, who the person should be. Because I'm kind of like the wild, crazy nigga out rapping and doing shit. It was like him, he's not responsible, when my boy is telling him like, nah, Dev is the most responsible, most solid. If something happened to me, I know for a fact he's the only one capable. And when I took on that role as a godfather and everything, and then the woman was picked from on the other side, that woman is not even around now. Like, disappeared years ago. Don't show up to birthday parties. Don't do none of that.
Yeah,
still, they gonna call, yo, for my birthday, what I want Uncle Devin to come through. Like, this is what it is. So me having the babies like that as a kid, and I mean, you know, as kids, and I got the babies like that. I remember his girl's mom saying some type of way about that, and I remember being like offended, but it actually changed, because it'll make you be like, oh, well, don't bring me around them. I'm cool off them. I'm not cool off them, because that's them. But now it's like you don't want to do. You don't want to even touch them, because if that's the thought process in people's minds, uncles, you grew up, your uncles is body slamming. Like that's who the people that you play fought with and stuff like that. But in a day where there's all of these people, when people are more knowledgeable about the predators in the world and stuff like that, a motherfucker see somebody wrestling with their kid or they own can be like, nah, I ain't letting nobody. So it's a very different time.
Not only that, but the two perspectives of the guy and his girl is she thought she knew her best friend. Like, this is who I'm picking. They're not going to turn out to be, you know, like a deadbeat godmother, but it turned out to be that. So now she might look at another situation with that in mind versus the guy that picked you is like, no, I know him. He's not going to do anything, which is like kind of like what you're saying with your brother. It's like, you know, your brother isn't going to do something like that, but someone else in a different situation that they did have someone closest to them betray them.
That's what
so
I
it's just two different perspectives.
You can't tell, because if everybody could tell, this shit wouldn't happen at all.
Yeah.
And so my daughter 12 now, she has never spent the night at nobody's house, right?
Well, sometimes
I'm just like that. I feel like it's like, although and I love people and I trust people. Don't get me wrong, but I obviously don't trust them that much with the state of the culture.
12?
I'm glad.
Is that common?
I grew up and I had a girlfriend that was like that. I was the first house she ever slept over, and the reason why was because her mom knew my mom and would always come to my house. They would always hang out at the barbecues.
No bullshit is 100% true. My son just
the world's
started
crazy.
staying over people's cribs. That nigga, that was when he was 15 years old. Because what happened with me was I was on some shit like, I don't know what other people parents be on. I know what we on. I'm cool with my crib being the hangout crib. Everybody could chill in our crib or whatever like that.
Yeah,
but I don't know what they're doing over there.
Be loose, I'm not loose.
That kind of goes back into like, even though we was out that subject when we was talking about how like with the single mom and stuff like that, it's like sometimes I'm not defending anything and I'm not agreeing with anything. Sometimes that single mom only got great uncle or somebody's great
she working two jobs,
and then she got the nut ass drunk husband that's drawing the little. So
and
somebody that's all they got to watch the kid, because like you said, the dad is not in the life. He ain't trying to do nothing. He out here whatever. So sometimes people only have that, and it's like they don't want to do it, but they gotta get this money, and and it's like that's the fucked up part about it. That's why everything.
So this reminded me of something, right? Because this is a deep subject. It was this chick that I was talking to back in the day. And, you know, when people be talking, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like we was official or nothing like that. So we was still like dating people, like, you know what I mean? And she was talking about like some dude that she, you know, was dealing with, and how she cut him off because he kissed his kids on the lips, and they was little. Right. They was like little babies and toddlers. And this is one of those things again where like, I don't know nothing about that and what people's experience, but I know that there's plenty of people that I don't know what the rule is, the mindset of different people, where it's like a dude will have his kid, and when they kiss their kid on the lips when they're real little kids, whether male or female. And she had an issue with that to the point where she almost wrote him up to be like, he was just really just a dad. Because even me, I was kind of like, I mean, whether I agree with it or not, I'm not, for the sake of I fuck with you and he fuck with you, going to say that Bull's like a pedophile or something. Like far. He probably don't think nothing.
Probably a generational thing. His parents probably kissed him. Who knows? Who knows?
So I think it's also a generational thing on her end too, where she has to have had something happen.
How do y'all feel about that? Like if a dad kisses his kid on the lips, but they're little kids.
I mean,
go ahead.
I'm about to say I don't do it. And like, I got two boys. I don't kiss my sons on the lips. I kiss me. Even if sometimes we may act like we be trying to kiss him on the cheek, we might like we be playing around like we be laughing about it. But I don't kiss my sons on the lips at all. I kiss them on the.
I mean, it don't bother me if they're like babies, but once it gets to a certain point and she's talking, okay, we do the cheeks now. Like I'm even like that with like grandparents and stuff, because it's like. That's my baby. I'm going to kiss my baby however I want to kiss my baby. I birthed that child. But when it comes to the grandparents and like, give me a kiss, I'm like, my daughter said no. She doesn't want to kiss right now. Don't force her to kiss you. Like, and that's just so, like on my end.
And you know, that's crazy too, because that's some like old school shit too. Because if it was in the old school times, it was just like, that's grandmom.
Give me a kiss.
And of course the kid don't want to, they're looking at it like grandmom is, unless you raise like, some of us was, where grandmom damn near was mom too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, other people, it's just like kind of strangery. But what do you feel about that?
For me, it's age and sex and a lot of variables. So if me and GB had this conversation before, and I understand that it's just something about men kissing boys on the mouth that I just don't fuck with at all.
Yeah, maybe it's different because I have a
Well,
daughter.
it's his son.
But hold on, real quick. But if the interaction, I'm just saying for devil's advocate, if the interaction has nothing to do with a sexual presence,
That's what I'm asking. Like, what makes a difference?
How can
It's not
it be
the
good
interaction.
to do it with a female child and with a male child?
And that's true. So this is where you get the double standard or whatever else the case. I just think with men kissing boys, like something about raising a man, we teach men a certain way. Like this is unacceptable. Okay. So even though it's not a sexual thing, a man kissing his daughter, I don't think it's the same thing as a man kissing his son. I think as men, maybe it's the pro masculinity, like boys just don't kiss boys on the mouth.
So why does age also matter? Like why do
Age
you
matters
kiss?
too,
Why do you kiss a newborn and not like a 5-year-old?
I'm gonna tell you, even on the cheek, I would kiss a baby boy on the cheek. I'm not kissing no 7-year-old boy on the cheek.
I guess I'm saying, like, is it more
you
so?
understand? Because at a certain age,
you wouldn't kiss your son on the cheek.
No,
that's wow.
It's not even. It's
What
not
about the forehead?
So I never. Yeah, so as I said, I
I
never.
don't
And
have a
that's
son.
why men are the way that they are now.
This is what I'm saying.
But this is that's
That's
a real
exactly
thing.
what I'm saying.
They're lacking that. I guess
They're
they get
lacking
it from
that
their
emotion
mom.
and that
So
like.
me.
No, hold on. A hug. It's all other
But
type of ways
seeing
to show
you kiss
affection.
their sibling or something, that's going to be like, why don't you do that?
There's
for
That's
me?
all
why
type
men
of
can't get
ways.
vulnerable with other men, and
Right.
they're always like.
That's why we have that up. But it's all type of ways to be affectionate with your child, female or male. But kissing on the mouth to a boy.
Why does the
It's
age
not-
matter?
Or kiss on the cheek, or kiss on the forehead.
So the kissing, so the kissing on the mouth part, I agree for whatever reason,
Right.
whatever my programming is.
Right.
The kissing on the cheek part is kind of like I didn't expect that answer from
Yeah, I
him.
didn't
You know what I'm
expect
saying?
it
I didn't
either.
expect that because obviously, like I know that even amongst brothers, when you little kids or something like that, and it's like, now stop fighting and make up or something like that, and we might have hugged each other, and the person
I had
had
to do that.
to kiss him on the cheek. Like me, when my brother, I don't want to bring up nothing like said. I'm gonna speed past this, but when my brother was like literally dying in a hospital bed, I went and kissed my brother on the cheek, like bro, like while they asking us permission, like do we got permission to end this? You know what I'm saying? And that's not something we would do as we were growing up, teenagers or nothing like
Yeah.
that. Even though we love each other like beyond what you could ever really express. So even I wish that we would have been more like that
At that
during
point.
the other time.
Yeah.
Even though we close as hell and everything like that, it's like that's where I know that gesture right there, it ain't nothing wrong with that amongst maybe certain family. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
how that
that's
works.
what I was saying.
I
So
don't know,
me
man.
personally,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
was never comfortable. I never, even when he was baby, I was never comfortable kissing my sons on the lips. I was just never comfortable. You know what I mean? Because it's like.
Yeah, I
shit,
guess it's different
I
when
eat
you're a
ass
dad
and
with
shit. It's
sons.
like, you know what I'm saying, I eat ass and shit. I ain't about to kiss my son on the lips and shit. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, but it's like.
So you cool putting the ass on the cheek?
I'll get a cheek.
His cheek is the mouth.
He
put the ass on his forehead.
He said cheek to cheek.
So no, I never was comfortable though, like kissing my son on the lips just cause I don't know. It just was something like, no, I ain't gonna do that. Cause it's like me personally, I just thought like this is my opinion. There's nothing to get nobody. I don't want to create that habit of them thinking that's okay. Cause I feel like that would stretch further than just.
Oh, it will be more normalized
Yeah,
if somebody
like
else tried to
even-
initiate it. They'd be like, oh, my
Yeah.
dad does it.
Even like when they wash up, I tell their mom to like, unless their mom not there, then I kind of like make sure they clean or whatever. But my sons right now, if I'm trying to go in the bathroom, they slap in the door. So they come there.
That's actually a different thing too, a weird part, because I could see that becoming like in this time period where everybody's like, yo, it's suspicious of everybody.
Yeah.
A motherfucker don't even want to wash their kid. Like,
No,
like,
I
like,
do,
no,
but
I'm
I'd
saying-
rather they mom there, they mom here. If she not, yo, look, bro, come on, man, we got to handle this.
yeah.
whatever.
So this often happens. I like how these organically go to these certain places, because often this happens, and especially more with single moms. Single moms are more likely to never see their kids as grown, right? Never. So what happens is when you a teenager or something like that, or a preteen, and your mom trying to come in your room and you trying to shut the door like, I ain't got nothing. Boy, you ain't nothing. I ain't never seen.
Right.
Because in their brain,
You still a little baby.
when is
You still a little boy? Yeah.
when is the age? So this is what I'm wondering. We talked about the kissing on the cheek thing, or kissing the kids on the lips. When is the time that you cut it then? When
What
is
I'm
the
asking.
age?
Kissing
Because
on the
why,
cheek, I
why
don't
does
think
it
you cut
change
kissing on
from
the
a
cheek.
newborn to what
When do
age does it change?
When you kiss them on the lips, because so if you're at a certain time, your kids come to you, kiss, or Spanish kids, besos. They come up. When is it? Because I remember my homie
Because you're getting
told
them
me,
used to it while they're young.
I remember my homie told me he had to have a talk with his daughter, but she was a little older, where it was like, from now on,
No
this
more.
and
Mhm.
and he said he
That's-
had to
that's-
have
that's
the
thorough.
actual
That's thorough.
talk.
That's thorough.
Yeah.
That's
Talk,
thorough.
but it was like literally his kid was already
was hurt.
big enough, like 4 or 5 years old. Like, where it's just like, listen, with daddy, and then of course you get past it in
It's
a week.
over.
A week,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But at what
I wonder
time
if there's
is
only
that?
I wonder if there's any like psychological things that happen because you're taking it away, and that was like a form of love. You know what I mean?
I don't think.
wonder, what is the age that I'm trying to figure
I
out?
don't think naturally. I don't think like when you do that. I don't think you thinking like in a sick way. I think you just thinking like, yo, look, it's just
Like,
natural. Something
old enough-
natural.
You just don't want to
Like, yo,
normalize
yeah,
something. It's just,
something
I
that
think
should
it's
be
just something
normal
that's like
after a
programmed
while.
in all of us, and we don't know why it's like
Right.
that. But I feel
It's
like it's
just
just
a
something that was
natural
like
thing.
passed
Yeah.
down. I don't know.
And I don't think
So
it has
is
to
it
do
old
with
enough?
I never
sexuality.
even
I think
Is
thought
it
it's
about
old
it like
enough
that.
for
I
them
can't hear
to
you.
say something?
Say that
like,
one more time,
is
because I
it
couldn't
old-
hear you.
Is it old enough for them to like say something? Like, is it? Are you stopping at a time where they can say what you did, kind of thing?
No,
Like,
because I don't think because the kids are already told. That's why I'm saying is like I'm trying to figure, because it's not just applied to that. It's a lot of things. There's people that there's people that breastfeed long as fuck.
Mhm.
Yo, sometimes
I seen a lot of big ass
yo,
young boys
yo,
on the
low
titty.
key,
Motherfucker in the
Like,
NBA sucking titties.
especially
Young boy pulled the titty out himself.
especially
My
if
cousin was
it's back to
breastfed till he
back.
was like 5, and I was like,
So, especially if they have more kids, because what happens is if they have another kid
More milk.
and then that kid is drinking the milk, the other kid never was told to stop. They walk over and just like you said, nigga done walked over, put his tablet down. Look, that nigga done put the YouTube video on pause and went and pulled.
I don't think anything's wrong with it.
No, this nigga reached around the back of the bra and hit the.
He hit the 1-2.
Hey, damn, you better than me with these bras.
He went like this. He went click like he opened the fridge up and went to
So
town.
Monica said she don't think nothing wrong with an 8-year-old.
I wouldn't I didn't say nothing about an 8-year-old.
Well, what's the age? What's the age?
Whatever age I feel like deciding.
But
I'm not gonna let anyone else tell me
What
the
would
age.
you, so what's the estimated
I'll let
age?
you know when I have a kid and I want to stop.
So this is the thing. Oftentimes,
Like 3 or 4. maybe 3.
oftentimes, a dad,
Once you do it, you gonna
a
be like,
dad or a man figure when it comes to a mom has to be the one to override.
Get
it.
off them titties.
This is a real
It's
argument.
a real
This is a real argument amongst.
Yeah, but that's your
households.
guys' mind that's thinking that way because
No.
like
Listen, no.
That's not
nutritional
sexual, though.
wise.
Hold on. It's not. We're not talking about just that. We understand all that. We're not talking about that. These are a group of things, like the thing where I said she goes to his room and opens the door, but he's just like, no, and it's like, boy, I done seen you, I changed your diapers. That's the word they use because the mom is like, you're a kid, but at a certain point, dad sometimes to be like, look, I gotta check you. He is at a different stage in his life now.
Right.
You ain't welcome there. The same way you gotta tell a woman, like when we was kids, moms or aunts might have even been naked in front of you at a certain time.
Yeah.
No,
All the time. That shit was normal.
If you're a little kid and you're running around the house as a little kid, it was times like that. But it had to come a time where you gotta cover up for your kids, and a lot of women don't know when that time period is.
Yeah, mom, you took too fucking long. No, that's a fact.
I'm like, yo, mom, shut the door.
Yeah, you get
I guarantee you, there's a bunch of people that'll watch this and will act like, because people love to rewrite history and the way things was. I can't speak on how things are now, but I can speak on the way things were then. And that was often a thing where the mom still felt like, yo, you can't walk around the house comfortable no more
Yeah.
because now your kid is at the age where they notice breast or something like that. You can't walk around without a bra on, or you can't. And those are things that usually the father has to talk and say.
But it's
hey, yo,
crazy because that's like almost stealing their innocence at a young age, because even if they are at an age where they're recognizing breasts or anything, they weren't looking at their mom like that.
I understand what you're
It's
saying,
not a-
but it's not.
If it was
it's
the
not
dad, it was
about
a
It's
that.
like by trying to stop it,
It's
you're
not
bringing it to
about that.
attention.
Dad walked to the kitchen, dick swinging. It's a problem.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
necessarily,
And she
It's not
agrees.
necessarily about the mom.
yeah.
It's about the normalizing at a certain time. It's like, Because now, let's just say, if there was a real predator, and now Aunt Kathy got her fucking butt ass naked in front of your son, he's just like, okay.
It's like
and then now
things,
something. Let's just
at a
it's just
certain
what I'm
point, a kid starts recognizing things in a sexual way. Period. Like across the board, other women's things in movies. You know, back in our time, we had the scrambled TV box
they
that
just
we
start
was
to
looking
get
at.
curious.
Like it's something different, becomes something different. So you have to start being mindful and say, hey, you know what? This person's becoming a little man now. You know what I'm saying? There's certain type of things. So those differences have to be accounted for, and oftentimes is the man that has to say that, and it goes across. Sometimes it's not even those things. I have to tell my girl certain things with my son, like, yo, get off his back about this or that. He's a man. There's a reason why y'all are bump heads more than me and him, because you overreaching now as a mom.
Over dramatic and shit.
You don't understand that there has to be that barrier now. And we always knew that there was certain interactions with kids that we were talking earlier, y'all, and I was talking about how when I was little, my uncle's girl used to have that thing where she used to say, "This is my little boyfriend" or whatever like that. And I was hyped though. I liked her. I had the same taste as my uncle. I was like, I really want his girl.
That's my girl.
And I was little, bro. I was literally 5-6 years old, and I really had like a crush on this lady. But those were the things of how ladies still interact with kids in that way where they be like, "Oh, that's my little boyfriend."
And look, and say, and like going back to
the
like
handsome ones.
the kind of
wait, hold on.
And the fact that you just said that is his point exactly.
kind of piggyback off like what she said and kind of try to see if she understands. Like,
Fuck that.
see how she say that's her little boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Now he's 14. He like, whoa, you said I was your boyfriend. Now accidentally
He's like,
do something.
I know what
I thought
that
I was
means
your boyfriend.
now.
Like,
I know
whoa.
what that means.
Oh, I thought now he get some do some shit he supposed to be doing.
I'm gonna tell you
thinking
this.
that.
And now he likes older women.
If you reverse it, and the man talk about this my little girlfriend,
It's going to be a problem.
Bro, listen to me. He is getting.
Yeah, that's crazy. The double standard of that.
He is getting.
I got angry when you said that.
He is getting burnt on the cross, crucified, and is set on fire.
It's the way. It's just
Yeah,
like
my mom
imagine.
used to grip me up because I used to walk up to any man older than me and I'd be like, "Hi, mister. Hi, mister." My mom would be like, "Cynthia, if you don't get your ass over here."
Right.
Because it was like I was, not to say this, but my mom was like, "You're like every pedophile's dream because you're just walking up to strange men going, 'Hey, mister. Hey, mister.'" They was going to snatch my ass up.
It's crazy too because like it's still practices that go on now, and it actually got more extreme over time, especially with certain cultures. It'll be like grown women dancing with young boys or shit like that. But I've seen like in the anything
Jamaicans
Caribbean,
or
Jamaicans, Dominicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, nigga, you watch them at a party. Little
Disgusting.
nigga is like literally 4 years old. No, I mean, and being
No, he's killing
honest,
it.
we shouldn't even be
And
laughing.
they're like holding him
I'm
up and
talking
everything.
about bending. The woman is bent over, throwing the ass. The little kids
Oh.
is
disgusting.
smacking it and everything. And the thing is, it's not like this is being done in private, like people are trying to be sneaky
whole
or
party.
devious. This is in a daytime barbecue, and so I would assume that the people must not think it's an issue because they're not hiding it. It's in front of grandma, everybody.
They
just
think
depends. I
it's
guess it depends.
just people's excuses are it's just a dance.
Or it's
just
innocent, or it's
innocent.
innocent.
If this probably literally depends on what culture,
Yeah,
what
I was
area,
gonna say,
it's
it's
because
cultural.
they probably would never act on nothing like that.
But-
where in this
but
culture, it probably
we
would.
can't-
You just
but
have
Across all
problem.
cultures, it's sexual.
But we can't, right?
Yeah, you
across-
can't though. You can't.
Bent
right.
over, throwing them, hitting it, smacking the ass, no matter what culture.
The Karma Sutra is universal.
Right, and I'm talking about the kids. The kids are little and they like exhibit showing they stroke game. They like in there.
yeah, y'all
trying
boys
to
be
get
dancing their ass off.
Yeah, it's like
They
yo,
be hitting the tick, 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 and
It's
there's
perverted.
yo,
all of that. And I'm like, you tick better than me.
That's crazy. Cause I just know with certain things that I remember, like my one homie, his mom, and we exaggerated it like a motherfucker. But like back in the day, moms, it was different where like I remember us being probably like 12. We went to my boy crib or whatever like that, knock on the door, see if he come outside. And his mom answered the door and she kind of had like a nightgown on. But the nightgown, it actually wasn't like extra sexual. But for us,
Yeah.
as
It was
kids,
underneath.
The perv kids, mom.
so when we went to school, everybody was like, yo, his mom answered the door in lingerie. Like literally.
Gassed it up.
We gassed that shit for a couple of years.
So you
Like,
seen
yo, she answered the door like butt naked, see through. You can see the nipple, the whole nine.
I
Like,
go when I was a young boy, I used to think like, mom, you know, your mom in her 30s, 20s. I'm like, he old as shit. But now I'm that age. I'm like, oh, it wasn't even that old. So I used to look at like, he old as shit.
You was just really that young.
Old ass mom.
You do be
old
freaky
as
young
shit.
boys. Like, cause I remember spending the night and I'm on my homie couch and his mom came down for some water. She went back upstairs. She came down for another glass of water. I was like, oh, his mom want to fuck me. Nobody's this thirsty. She wants to fuck me. Like, you get that through your mind. Like, it's just weird. You're like,
What?
weird.
Like I said,
you
going back
horny
to
young
her
boys.
saying my little boyfriend.
and unfortunately, for a lot of people, including a lot of my close friends, my close family members, some of those people that did play that role later on, when they got to 14 years old, they ended up acting on that. And, you know, people in my family close to me and stuff like that, like lost their virginities with the women that was mom's girlfriend who's down on hard times. So, and I'm basically snitching down. Her and her daughter is now living in the crib. You know what I'm saying? You know, because they down on hard times in between cribs.
Waited for that kid to get of age.
But now,
the young boy
14 years old, and he. But the thing is, it wasn't even finesse because it'd be them that
They allowed it.
bring up that stuff like, oh, you think you becoming a man now? Oh, you
Right,
got
right,
your little
right.
chest poked out. You can't do
All that
nothing with
little
that.
shit.
All that little shit. And that was a lot of stuff. So we obviously know those
So
things.
women are to blame. That's what you're saying? All right.
I didn't say that. But y'all could tell us in the chat what y'all think about all of these subjects. The first subject, who was really wrong about that financial situation? Was he out of pocket for hiding that money or just not bringing it up? And also in this time period, is it a hurt people, you know, basically made the new rules and projected these things? Or is this stuff that we should just be like, well, fuck it. Let's just build more barriers between the interactions of people because we can never be too safe. Is that it? Y'all let us know. For myself, you know what I'm saying, for the mixed mutt with the big butt, you know what I'm saying, for the head nasty girl, for Slice Maximus, and of course for WHOMIR, the man that was almost raped at his job. We out of here, y'all.
What's it?
Peace.
He said allegedly.
He's trying to get that booty licked.